Hey, I'm Rob, welcome to Reframe. This video is for my artist development and songwriting students. I want to help you become independent and confident artists. I want to empower you with a resource that will help you create the best guide tracks and the best demos. And if you do this enough, you'll get really good at playing in time and working in Logic Pro. A guide track is a performance of your song, often just 1 or 2 takes. It will be muted in the final recording, but it is the foundation which we'll build the rest of the song on top of, at least until we've built enough layers to mute the guide track. We'll have to lock in a few elements of your song before pressing record. 1, the tempo. 2, the arrangement, the order of the sections. And 3, the exact chord progression and melody. You can lock these elements in my free Notion songwriting database, which is in the description below. So go check it out. It's one spot where you can keep very official versions of your songs. In this video, we're going to learn what equipment you need, how to find a tempo, how to make tracks, how to set your microphone and instrument levels, how to vibe out, what to do if you can't play and sing at the same time, how to perform your song, how to arrange your song in Logic Pro. And then there's a bonus tip at the end, so stick around. It doesn't need to be the most flash, nuanced performance ever, but we do need it to be accurate with the tempo, the arrangement, and the chords. This will leave you with a beautiful foundation for your future hit song. Let's get into it. What equipment do we need to start? 1 recording interface. Your computer doesn't have the right inputs to accept a microphone and an instrument, so your recording interface is the middleman. We need 1 microphone which goes into the interface via the XLR cable. Then put the microphone on the mic stand at about head height. Time to set up a guitar or a MIDI keyboard. We'd like to have 1 vocal track and 1 instrument track, so that when you're done layering other instrumental elements, you can then mute the instrumental and have a vocal play on top. If you only have an acoustic guitar, you won't be able to do that, because the microphone will pick up both you singing and you playing the acoustic guitar, so it'll come out in 1 track. So it's more useful to use an electric guitar or a MIDI keyboard instead. You'll need to plug a 1/4-inch instrument cable from your guitar to your interface, or a MIDI USB cable from your keyboard to your computer for your keyboard. Finally, we need a pair of headphones, which we'll plug into the headphone input on your interface. It wouldn't work to record with speakers on, because the microphone will record what's coming out of the speakers too. Now we got the setup, let's dive into our digital audio workstation, Logic Pro. We need to 1. Open Logic Pro. 2. Create 2 audio tracks. You need to set one of them to input 1 for your vocals and one of them to input 2 for your instrument. Or 1 audio track and 1 software instrument. Select electric piano if you're using a keyboard. 3. Name your tracks. Name them guide vocal and guide guitar, or guide vocal and guide keyboard. 4. Apply an amplifier to the guitar by clicking Audio Effects and selecting an amp. 5. Click Command S to save your file. Okay, we have our tracks. Now it's time to find the tempo of the song. Play your voice memo and tap it out. Then turn the metronome on up here. The key command for this is C. You need to use your ears. Ask yourself, is this metronome faster or slower than what I'm tapping? Turn it up or down here. Go 10 beats per minute up or down until you get really close. Are you faster or slower? I'm a bit fast. Go 5 BPM up or down. Now it's time to sing on top. This part is crucial. How do your lyrics feel over the speed? You must ask yourself, am I rushing, which is singing slightly ahead of the beat? Or am I dragging, which is singing slightly behind the beat? Maybe 2 BPM behind that. It's often literally 2 or 3 BPM that makes the difference. And it's important to get this right. Like that. That feels good. We've got what we need. We've made our tracks. We've set our tempo. Time to get some healthy levels. Microphone and instrument levels. For your vocals, make sure your microphone is placed head height, about 15 centimeters from your mouth. If you're using an acoustic guitar for your guide track, you might need to sit back a little bit so that the mic captures your vocal and your guitar evenly. Let's get the levels. Now we want to sing the song as loud as we're gonna sing it in the recording. We want to record a healthy level so the recording doesn't distort. That means we need to not peak. Peaking is where the mic level hits red. 1 on your interface, and 2 in your DAW. On the interface, let's make sure we hit green, about halfway up. In Logic, the mic should hit between -12 decibels and -18 decibels. Again, in the green. Peaking, not peaking. We turn this knob, which is my input 1, where the mic is plugged into, and we turn it down until both of these areas are in green. You have to click this to keep resetting the level as you sing. And now we do the same for input 2, our instrument track. MIDI won't peak, so if you're using a keyboard, you don't need to worry about it. Okay, we are so close to clicking record. Oh, we're halfway. It's time to find a vibe. Recording to a metronome is bland, uninspiring, boring. So let's use a drum beat to make it a little bit more fun to play with. To find a drum beat, 1, go into the loop browser on the right. 2, type in basic. 3, select a beat. If you can't find a drum beat that matches your song, try writing halftime. And this one's much better for my song. 4, drag it into this grey area of your session. 5, align it with your bar. 6, press L to loop this. Bonus tip to add extra vibe. Add an audio effect here. I like adding an EQ. And doing this will make it sound like it's underwater. Or a reverb to make it sound like it's in a massive room. We are so close. We've decided on some really important elements that will determine the feel of this track. Our tempo is on lock. We've even got a drummer, but are we ready? Are our skills refined enough? Are we good enough? If it's hard for you to play and sing at the same time, you need to prioritize a couple of things. 1, the vocal melody and timing. 2, the song structure. There are 2 ways you could do this. 1, focus on the vocal by simplifying the instrumental part. 2, focus on the instrument by mumbling the vocal part. So if we're focusing on the vocal, we don't need complex strum patterns or intricate instrumentation. Do 1 strum on each chord. The drums will keep you in time. Or play 1 or 2 note chords on the piano. You just need to keep some form of reference, so your vocals stay in tune and you lay down the correct song structure. Alternatively, you could focus on the instrument. The main focus here is the song structure and the accuracy of the chords. So you can mumble the vocals or sing them in your head even. Then you'd record the vocals separately afterwards. Perform your song. Time to press R, press record. Remember, this is not about perfect playing. It's about 1, capturing the tempo, 2, song structure, and 3, capturing the correct chords and pitch. Make sure you tune before you play. So let's say you make a mistake in the second verse. Stop your recording, press space. We're gonna record a take folder, which allows us to combine multiple takes into 1 recording without making a whole bunch of tracks. So we're gonna play into verse 2 to make the transition smooth. So place your playhead 2 bars before verse 2 starts. Press record, you'll get a 4-beat count in, so you have 2 bars to play into verse 2. Start playing the end of the chorus into verse 2 and continue the song. You can combine the takes by pressing this drop-down menu, which kind of looks like a play button. Highlight the chorus take right to the grid, right here, where verse 2 starts. Make sure the highlight falls exactly where the grid is, exactly on that line. Do this for every mistake in your timing, your structure, and your chords. Now we've finished the demo recording of your song. It's almost over. It's time to put arrangement markers into our song. When we go to produce the song, this increases the clarity as to what section we're working on, and it makes rearrangement way easier. We can arrange our song by going to show/hide global tracks. And next to arrangement, we can click the plus button. It will generate song sections, which you can then rename. Align these song sections by dragging this line to where the song section starts. Do this for all of the sections until your song looks like this. And there it is, a finished guide track. Nice. Here's a bonus tip that will save you a bunch of time for the next time that you make a guide track. Save this as a project template so that the tracks are already created and the structure is already in place for next time. 1. Go to File. 2. Go to Save Copy As. 3. Name it Guide Track Template. 4. Then in this new file, delete the demo recordings that you have made. It will be saved in the other file. 5. Go to File and click Save as Template. Name it Guide Track Template. When you open Logic, you can start a project new from a template. So when you do that, select the one you just made. Wow, we've learned a lot today. Try to follow this video as you go. Start with step 1, pause the video. And once you've finished that step, then move on to step 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And make sure you download my free songwriting Notion template in the description below. This has been Reframe. I'm Rob.